Okay, hello and welcome. It's not going to be there's not going to be any videos apparently for breaks or whatever, so we're going to have to draw all the way through this. So yeah, let's see. Go into analysis. This is kind of bothering me, honestly. I gotta figure out something. Something's not working. I don't know what it is. Okay, hello and welcome to the Vinci Eye App YouTube channel live with myself. I do live videos every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Mountain Time. So yeah, let's get through some stuff here. I really strongly recommend you draw along with me. So you can find the reference either in the app or in the Facebook group, Vinci Eye App's Facebook group in the pinned posts. Or you can also find it on my personal Facebook page, charitylowsart, also in the pinned post. Since I'm mentioning that, I'll quickly show you where you can find it. Oh, so I'm just going to leave this. And I do want to tell you right now, there is a test, what is it? Product testing of future updates happening right now. So I'm on that right now, so it's going to look a little different than what you are used to if you've used the app already. So we're going to go into people. Oh, wait, no. We're going to go to more. And then, come on, where is it? Exit that. More, this should pop up. And then you go to find artist. And then type in charitylowsart. CHARITY. charitylowsart. And then you go to inspirations, and then you just scroll down until you find the reference that we are working on, which is this one, right? Which is the older lady realistic photograph. Or yeah. So there's that. If you still have the old version of the app, when you're on the main page, you'll see the 3 lines on the top left corner. You click on that, and then you should have a search profile or search artist in this section here. And you just press that, and then you just do the exact same thing. Type in charitylowsart, and then you should be able to find it from there. To continue on, well, here. Okay. And then also, even though we haven't done it yet for today, because like the videos, our introduction videos are just all over the place, I usually do slideshows of other people's artwork as well as my own, and I would really love to include more people in it. Right now, you can send me an email with as many drawings as you want. I just really want it to be just drawings that are done with the Vinci Eye app. I will tag you in the description, and I will also put on the screen your name. And we can also do a link to your personal stuff too, if that's something you are interested in. We do have a promo code for both Android and iOS. Again, this time it is for 3 months free trial. And you're going to, so yeah, the promo code's in the description. But first thing, this is only for new people, by the way. You can't do this if you already have it. So, you download the app, you go to the 3 lines, and, this, I don't know if it's here. Terms. Okay, so if you're using the older app, you should be able to see redeem promo code. in this section. I'm going to just quickly look to see if it's in here. Maybe I can't show it to you because I already have it. So let me just pull it up on another device here so you can see. So when you open up your device, this is an Android phone. Click on the 3 lines, and then you should see at the very bottom here, it says enter promo code. And then you just put charitylowsart, no capitals, and no spaces. So that's how you download or get the 3 months for free. And it's only for people who haven't already paid for the app and new to the downloads. If you have any other tech support, things that you need to go through, you can contact the app developer himself through info@vinciieapp.com. He is pretty quick on responding. And yeah, so he's the one to contact if you're having technical difficulties with anything. And then join the Facebook community. Not only do you get a little bit more of an interaction with other artists, I'm there on a daily basis, checking in on people, making sure everything's all right. And also I just hang out and look at other people's artwork. It's kind of fun. But I also do competitions and challenges for cash prizes. One each a year. So I'll do one closer to Christmas and one in the summertime. So yeah, as long as you have PayPal, it should be like I should be able to transfer the winnings to you if you do win. And let's get into the app features. I'm going to kind of show you more about like the new stuff that's coming out. It's not 100% out, like it's not out yet. It's just in the testing. What is it called? You know, like the testing mode, whatever. So when you open your app, you'll still see the inspiration of the day. You'll see other inspiration photos. You'll see links to get the stand that would work best for you, some instructional videos, some other videos done by me and some other people, some featured art, and then some other apps that might be useful to you. So let's take a look at, oops, I didn't mean to do that. So let's see. And then saved projects. This is awesome because if you are using AR mode and you need to take multiple days to work on something, it will save the position for you if you keep the anchor and the drawing surface in the same position of each other. So here's my profile. You are free to use these stencils for whatever purposes you want to use them for. I don't care if you sell your crafts or art that has this stuff on it. You can add your drawings or you can add your own inspiration, which is super cool to do that because, like the inspirations especially, is because there's other artists who can draw from that, and then they also tag the inspiration photo to their drawing, and you get to see all these different drawings done by different people. It's kind of fun. So that's that. And then you got notifications and yeah, all this other fun stuff. So let's go to the feed. There are a couple of things you can look at the recent drawings, or you can look at recent inspirations. You can also change whether or not it's the featured, which are the featured would be the photos that are posted by the developer or somebody who's working on the team, and also drawings that the team really like and want to showcase on their main page. You can change it so you are only looking at drawings and inspirations by people that you follow. And then you can change it so, let me just see. You can also just see everybody's stuff, so you can find new people that you like and see the drawings and inspirations from them. So, yeah. To follow somebody, you click on their picture that you like, and then you can press the little follow button on the top where it's got like the person, a shape of a person and a plus and a minus. You can do that. You can like other people's artwork. So there is that social platform attached to it. Here is some other fun things. Some of these are new. You can bookmark references that you feel like you want to draw in the future, but you don't have the time to do it right this minute. So you can just push the bookmark, go to it, and then all of those bookmarks can be saved for when you're ready to draw it. And then inspirations, when you click in here, you can actually look up more inspiration specific, like more organized inspirations. So if you want to do comic, there's some comic inspirations, faces, flowers, like so on. If you're looking for something in particular, then it's just easier to find something that you would love to draw. So this is going to be something new. Let's go back to more. Learn to draw. These are like step-by-step lessons. There's also like different categories and stuff in here too. Or even stencils as well. There's also like, yeah, stencils. So let's go into one to kind of show you. Let's see, is this a stencil? You can press draw. I don't know if this is a stencil. I'm just gonna do classic mode. Let's just take a look. I recommend actually watching it. So the first step, it shows you the first step of drawing, and then it just gives you step-by-step instructions so you can learn to actually draw this freehand. It's kind of cool. I'm not sure who does all these, but it's a really cool feature that a lot of people don't know about. So let's leave. Instructional videos, products, find artist, and that's pretty much all. It's just going to change a little bit when everything is perfectly set up. We'll release this new version. So I'm going to go back to projects and go into my drawing. You can pick your anchor, and because this is a multi-day project, I want to make sure I select the anchor that I've been using before. So let's go use anchor. And then make sure everything's nice and crisp and clear through the camera, and then you can press lock focus if it is. If not, you can play around with it with some, you can play around with it a little bit using some of the tools that is available. First thing is the anchor, and I want to show you what the anchor does. So I'm just going to cover this one up. The anchor locks the image in place. So if the anchor moves, the image moves. So I highly recommend taping it to either directly to your table with taping the paper onto the table as well, or a clipboard, so that everything stays aligned, even if you move your phone or tablet or you accidentally move your drawing surface. If you're not drawing on paper, then you could also just do like just tape it to like the top of your canvas or whatever you're working on. And then also, I've done fabric painting. You can make an anchor out of fabric and just pin it on and still, and use it that way too. So you can have your drawing surface tilted and it won't warp the image, or you can have your phone tilted and the same thing, it doesn't warp your image. It's for tracing. What else? Let's go through the tools. I'm going to show you the new setup. So undo is if you accidentally like move something and you need it to be back to where it was before, you could just press the undo button and it will go back to its regular position. You can change positions. So you just press that. I'm going to bring this back out here. So I got so you can move it around. You can enlarge it. You can shrink it. So I'm going to press done and then it's like, oh no, I got it in the wrong spot. Okay, it's fine. Like I showed you, you do the undo button and then you just keep on. I'm going to tell him to change that. Let me see. I hope I can fix this. There we go. I did. I fixed it. Good. So hopefully I'm going to see if he can have it so we can keep the undo button up instead of tapping it a million times. Okay, so when you click the AR mode, you can change the anchors. You can adjust the focus. Grid, I think it only really, I use grid for doing classic mode, so you can actually square off the corner so the image isn't warped. Or you can even use it as for using grid method instead of tracing. But let me see, does this pop up? Yeah, I think this tool is used for the classic mode. Flashlight is really good for dimly lit rooms. If you don't have good lighting, then this is a good second option for you. If you're painting or using graphite, sometimes the material or the medium reflects back, so it might be a little hard to see some of the darker areas using the torch. So I recommend getting some really nice table lamps if you don't have good lighting. Just letting you know. You can also change the strength of the torch. Breakdown mode. So, breakdown mode settings, I like to have the cutout off and this is something that I would use for monotone colors, one color, whether that be just graphite or even layering watercolors. This is a great tool for that as well, to build up your shades and stuff. So, and I usually like it at 5 steps, but you can play around with it however you like. Cutout mode is just layering it over and over again, but having it on, you just do one section at a time. So that's the difference between the two. So it will give you step-by-step stencils. So the first one is the lightest layer that you just shade in all of the colored areas. And then the darker sections next. and then darker and darker. And yeah, again, this is really great for graphite, monotoned, or watercolor. Let's go back into tools with the breakdown mode. We can change the colors of the breakdown mode in case you have if it's hard for you to see certain colors, you can change it to make it easier for you to see. Let's turn off breakdown mode. Record is super cool. Like, you can do time-lapse videos from beginning to end of your drawing. I believe Android's the only one so far that allows you to draw record full-length videos that you can edit yourself. But this is one of the most popular types of videos that I've done on my personal stuff, was the record time-lapse. So you just click on record, and then it starts recording, and then it will continue recording throughout many days or many sessions from beginning to end of your drawing. So you don't have to worry about a bunch of cut little pieces. It's just all one. And then you can export it when you're done. And then one of my other favorite tools is strobe. This is to change the speed of the strobe. Here, there's the strobe. And then this one is to increase the opacity. So this button right here that I'm moving is changing the opacity of the image. I like to have it to its fullest so that I can see the reference photo and the drawing and be able to see the differences between the two and make those changes as I go. So if you don't want the strobe, you could just turn that off. Let's turn that back on and show you strobe speed. So you could do it pretty slow, really slow, or really fast. Probably not that fast. You probably don't want it that fast. A little too fast. Okay, if you do not like this new setup that they're going to have, you can also just change it back to the original, which is just classic UI. And then it goes back into the original setup. You just scroll your tools bar and you should have everything else just like the original app. So now we've gone through all of what's new that's going to come out here once everything is all working properly. So yeah, are you guys looking forward to the new changes, or are you one of those people who are like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? Okay, now we can get into drawing. So I'm going to use the classic setup for now because that's what's out there right now. You can be part of the tester group by joining the Facebook group, and there's a link to download the newer version. So, but it's not perfect yet. We are still working on fixing stuff as we find them. Okay. And then let's get into how I pick colors. So one thing I really recommend doing is either print off a copy or bring it up on a tablet. Or bring it onto a tablet. And then also make some swatches of your colors that you're using in like the color pencil set that you're using. And then also write down the number and the name of the colors too. That way you can get the most accurate colors, like pick the most accurate colors that will match, you know. So you're just looking on one section. Let's see, like that little dot right there is kind of like this gray color. Or if you want to be sure, like be even more accurate, I guess. Well, I guess it's, I'll explain in a minute. You click on the color grabber, like whatever it's called, and then you go to the section you want. The color will pop up in like a little circle or whatever you have, and then you can pick the colors that best match that and use it that way. There's also a third way to pick colors. We're not really like, we're not like associated with them, but we really want to be. So if you know the person who has this app, it's called Colored Pencil Picker. You upload the image, you pick the pencil set you have, or make your own set. And then you select the section you want to work on. It will give you what colors you need to do to create the color that they see, and also give you how many layers of each you need to do. So like that is good for just getting over the fear of trying color for the first time. Something that I used when I first started doing colors, but I find it's more accurate if you just print off a copy or have the digital image on your tablet to pick the colors. Just so you're not so intimidated about getting an exact color, each printer is going to be different than another printer's. Like it's just going to have a slightly different color to it. And then each tablet has a different, will have a different color than the next. So if you ever just to kind of demonstrate, if you ever gone to a store that has a bunch of TVs for sale and they have them on display and you see all the screens, you notice that they're not all the same exact color or brightness. So that is going to change what colors you're going to pick. So you just relax. As long as you're in the same area, then you'll be fine. People who are viewing your artwork is not going to notice the difference. So just breathe, just take a breath. So that is it for just the opening to this video. We are now going to start working on the nose because that's where we left off. We are working on the lightest colors to kind of build up the structure of the nose, and we're leaving the dark details for later. I'm going to have the strobe feature on. And this way I can kind of see the differences between the colors and the placement and the shade of all the colors we're going to use. I'm actually going to have all of these options pretty much going except for the color pencil picker. So when you're taking more than one day to draw something or even whatever, I recommend holding on to all the colors that you're using into like a box or something so that you only choose the colors that you've already used for the most part, and it will look like it's part of the same face because we are doing all the sections separately. Okay, I did from lightest to darkest. I'm going to kind of organize this again. I like to have things organized from light to dark. And those odd colors, we're going to keep separate. We're just going to have like the cream colors, the tans, the oranges, and then and the browns too. We're going to put the browns in there. You can also put the white in there as well. And we'll just put it here. And then we'll leave all these odd colors over here. So we already did the cream colored. So let's go into the tans now. Let's see, where do we see this color? It's pretty much everywhere that I see this. Oh, make sure your pencils are always sharp. Okay, I love sharpeners. They speed up the process, but the downfall to having electrical sharpeners is that they do eat through your pencils a little faster than handheld ones. So just so you are aware, I want you to be fully, fully aware of all of the pros and cons, so you can make your own decisions with what's best for you. So I'm doing circular motions, light pressure, and trying to use the side of the pencil while doing this. I want a nice, soft, and filled, not very sketchy looking base. We're going to try our best not to create harsh pencil lines. We're going to go into the areas where we see this color, and then we can also kind of do a blended effect, kind of cheating the blending effect, because pencils don't really blend very well, by doing even lighter pressure around the edges so that it kind of blends into the surrounding areas. And want to slowly build it up. Just do it very lightly right at the beginning, and then we can build up to darker layers afterwards. All of this helps with the blended effect. It helps with being able to make changes as you need to. And then also, if you put too much pressure on right away, it's going to fill up the paper and you cannot add any more details afterwards. So just do it nice and lightly. Light pressure and circular motions. Don't push hard on the paper. We want to be able to build up. We want to be able to create more details later. Okay, I'm going in with the darker tan now, so let's take a look. You can kind of see it on the tip of the nose right here. So just circular motions and light pressure. And then remember, we can go around the edges with even lighter pressure to help with a nice transition between the shades. Otherwise, you're going to have like really blocky shapes. It's not going to look good. I wish, do I even have that picture? There was a picture I did that was very blocky, and that was because I wasn't doing the blended technique. I don't know. Should I go try to find it? If you want to see what I'm talking about, because I don't really want to dig through my stuff right now, is if you go look on my profile on the Vinci Eye app, scroll down to my Johnny Depp painting or drawing, you'll see how I kind of made it a little bit more blocky and it didn't blend into itself. It just doesn't look right. So even lighter pressure around the section where you're trying to fill in. It's a nice transition. Nice, smooth transition. Light pressure, circular motions. Circular motions helps reduce the pencil lines significantly. So let's go into the next color. There isn't very much of this, but there is some pink. And it's mostly in the center of the nose and like the bottom part here. So let's go right in here. Light pressure, circular motions using the side of the pencil. We're also holding the pencil further back if it's a longer pencil, because that helps with controlling that pressure. It helps with the control. Okay, I do see kind of like either a blue or a purple. Either one will work. And I'll tell you why. When you're looking at the shadows and you kind of see it's either blue or purple, that's because the skin's got more of a pink and red tone to it. So like blue and red makes purple. So you can either add blue or you can add purple. It's up to you. It doesn't really matter too much. But I'm going to stick with the colors that I already chose, and we're just doing those shadowy spots. Light pressure and circular motions. You do not need a lot of this. And there's a spot right here. And then right in the crease too. Light pressure and circular motions. If there's a lot of light sections that that you want to go over, just leave them alone for now. We can add the details to make them darker. We want to try to preserve those light sections if there's a lot of them. Now I want to talk about pencils. Like when you're a beginner, you're like, what pencil should I get? I don't know what pencils I should get. If you're not comfortable with color quite yet, I recommend just using Crayola pencils for the start. You can practice these techniques, and then if you master these techniques with the Crayola pencils, then when you move to something that's a little bit more higher quality, then it's just gonna feel natural and even better. But having higher quality pencils does not automatically make you a good artist. So yeah, practicing with some more affordable stuff is okay. You don't have to jump right into the expensive stuff. Also, not all colored pencils are made the same. The base can be different than others. So like, for example, the two most popular pencil company, like colored pencil brands out there are Prismacolor and Faber-Castell. And just to let you know, they are made with a different base. The Prismacolor is a wax base, and a Faber-Castell is a oil-based. Pros and cons to each. The colors in Prismacolor is easier to get more vibrant. It doesn't mean that the Faber-Castell can't do that. They can. It just takes a lot of layers to create that nice vibrant color. The light fastness on it, which means like what's the quickest, like how long is it going to take before that color fades, which you can see like on the pencils, how much light fastness it has. But Prismacolor tends to be for a little bit less, like it doesn't last as long as Faber-Castell. Just so you know, it does. Prismacolor does kind of blend a little bit easier than Faber-Castell. But here's another con. Prismacolor is soft, so that you will go through the pencils a lot quicker. Faber-Castell holds its sharpness longer, and it also lasts longer. The color fastness is really good compared to Prismacolor. And you can also, for at least the previous layers, like you can erase Faber-Castell, which you can't do with Prismacolor. So there is a little bit more leeway to Faber-Castell than Prismacolor, but it definitely is not as smooth. So like what depends on what's really important to you. What things are really important to you can make you go one way or the other. So yeah. Blending techniques. You can use a colorless pencil to push in the pigment into the paper, making it more vibrant. And it also just blends a little bit. It could also blend quite a bit depending on the pencil. This technique works better with some than it does others. You can use a colorless marker pencil like blender. And it kind of just melts the pigment and makes it kind of look like it's watercolor or marker kind of paint drawing instead. And then if you don't have either one of those, you can use hand sanitizer, surprisingly, with a Q-tip to have the similar effect to the colorless marker that's designed for blending pencils. You can also do some more independent, research on the different pencils that there are, and what kind of you can get clear liquid that you just put over top of it with a brush to help with a blended look. But depending on what your pencils are made out of, it will change. It'll depend on that. So yeah. So I am doing a little bit more of using the tip of the pencil at this point because these sections are very small, but we are still doing light pressure and circular motions. I just remembered that I forgot to mention one other little thing. I am open to doing requests for future videos, whether that be a change of medium, a change of subject. So if there's something that you want to learn about that's just the basics, you're starting off new, I can get you started on those too. And they don't have to be paintings or pencils. It could be other things like stained glass paintings and quilling and the things that you want to see is a wide range of anything. I'm totally okay with getting you started in anything that you want to start. I even done wood burning too. So if that's something you want to get started on, I can do that as well. And you can also request challenges for me. So if you want me to do a drawing, for example, if you wanted me to do a drawing with just Crayola pencils, I am more than happy to do a live video of that. It'd be kind of interesting to see how good I can draw with Crayolas. And then also, if you want me to draw a very a particular portrait or whatever, I'm happy to do that too, and I will also send you the finished product through the mail with no extra charge. So if that's something you're interested, I am more than happy to do that as well. I am here for you for your artistic journey, and also just doing a few extra little giveaway type things going on here too if you want. So yeah, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. Light pressure and circular motions, I am kind of using more of the side of the pencil at this point because I can see a very light layer of this orange. And then also going around these shapes that I'm putting on just so that it kind of blends in and it's not so blocky. You want it to be nice and smooth. I think we're good with the orange. Now let's go into the next color. This is a nice warm brown. I think I'm gonna zoom in and start doing some detailed work. Okay, let's turn off the strobe for now. Why is this strobe? Okay, turn off the strobe, and then we're going to turn down the opacity until we can see the tip of our pencil. So as long as we can see the tip of the pencil, we're good to go. I'm going to sharpen this. So now we're starting to add some detail. No, I think that's fine. That's fine. I thought I might have accidentally did something, like touched the paper. Anyways, I'm doing some very light circular motions. You know what? I think I might just go right into the dark colors and just kind of place down the wrinkles and lines and everything. Let's see. I'm going to take a look at the reference in my iPad here so I can see a little bit better. Come on. Let's see what colors. I think we're going to do a brown. We're not going to put really dark lines on this. This is just kind of mapping it out. You do not need to do super detailed work to make it hyper realistic, because at this point it's abstract. Believe it or not, it's just abstract. But if you're not used to or don't know how to create skin texture, then doing it the way that I am doing it is a good start into learning how to do it, how to see how the light reacts in certain ways. This is just, yeah. So I'm just doing some light pressure and kind of doing sketchy lines here. And these are just for the prominent lines, the ones that are very obvious that we want those ones. I kind of want the lines to be kind of broken up because they're not like 100% like consistent all the way through, if that makes any sense. Just give it a little bit more texture by kind of just doing some sketchy lines. Also, like one thing that you should do, especially when you're drawing somebody that is very recognizable, like a celebrity, you want to place those prominent lines in the right spot, the really deep lines in the right spot. And you also want to place like beauty marks, really dark and big beauty marks where they're supposed to. The small ones, the small little dots, nobody really notices on those. But like Marilyn Monroe had a little beauty mark on her cheek. I believe it moved around. I don't think it was real. I don't know. Somebody tell me that. Tell me if, like, let me know if Marilyn Monroe's beauty mark was real. But anyways, you want to place those kind of beauty marks right where you see them because it's part of their face. Just something noticeable. Okay, I'm gonna do like a circular motion here for the placement of this fold. And then I'm gonna do the bottom part of the nose to kind of shape it a little bit better. Make it look like it's popping out instead of just fading in. You can also do kind of like circular motions inside these lines too. Just give it a little bit more texture. Again, it's not like the same thickness all the way through. And then there's still pores in there, so that also makes a difference in the texture too. Okay, now that we got the basics, I think I might also get some of those darker dots on the face while I'm here. The bigger and darker dots. We're doing just some circles on here. We're not putting a whole bunch of pressure on it. We're just trying to map out the placement a little bit. There's a darker dot on the other side, but it's kind of more of a reddish tone. So I'm going to add that here. So now that we got the placements down, we can start working on more details. Okay, there is some of this nice warm brown in here. So circular motions and light pressure. I think I might turn the strobe back on so I can see the difference between the reference and my drawing. And this also, yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about something and then I forgot about it, so it's gone. And remember, we're doing light pressure and circular motions. If it's in a small section that needs a little bit more control over placement, then hold the pencil closer to the tip. But if it's something that's a big area, hold it on the back, the end of the pencil, so that it can be, so you can control your pressure and also be able to fill in larger areas without creating too much pencil lines. And I didn't finish the edges of the other sections of the eyes, so I can easily blend that in to the rest of the face. And it's okay to go over the finished areas too. Don't worry. Just takes a lot of patience. A whole bunch of patience. That is one of the hardest things that I learned during out my entire lifetime of drawing is patience. Let's start working on some details, getting closer so we can see some more. I'm also going to zoom into the app. Just give me a second.
Women and children of Northern Ireland stay at home tonight.
Sorry. Wrong button. It said I had a message, but it lied to me. It lied. Okay. So light pressure and circular motions. We are starting to build up texture, which is also going to help add more shadows to it as well, more depth. And again, you do not need to trace every single little detail to create a hyper-realistic drawing. You just need to be able to know how to create skin texture. A lot of people think that they do trace or do their best, like do everything in their power to make everything exactly the same, but that's not true. They just know how to do abstract in a way that looks like skin. But because this is my first time doing it, I kind of want to practice creating skin texture this way. And then when I get a little bit too antsy and wanting to get stuff done, I start doing more free will stuff. Just a little rogue, but that's okay. So I've noticed with this, let me see if I can show you. So this is the little wrinkle on her forehead. Not really a big wrinkle. So there's the shadow here, or like the wrinkle here. And then on the right side, it's got like a shadow that fades in, and then on the left side, it's got a bright highlight. So what we're gonna do is we're going to have like a sharper edge on this side and then just blend it outwards. Want to take some notes. Taking some notes for Sam. Because I noticed there's something I would like changed if he can. Strobe opacity 100% photo. So what that means is I'd like to be able to get the opacity to 100%, especially when I'm doing strobe. That'll let me see more accurately of what needs to be changed. We're just building texture at this point. You can trace it or you can just do your own thing. The only recommendation is making sure those really dark lines and those really dark beauty marks are in the right spot. Everything else you don't need to worry about. Just chill. Just slowly building up. Very light pressure. We're going to slowly make it darker and darker and add more details, more texture. And because this is such fine details, I am using the tip of the pencil. I am scared. I am absolutely scared to put on the video that's supposed to be for the break. But for those who are watching, if it does shut down, which it probably will shut down, I will come back and go and do another video. So this is 0.1 and the other one's going to be 0.2. So yeah, I'm going to try because I really need to stretch out my legs.
Classic mode uses your phone's camera feed and lays a transparent picture that you want to draw. Vinci Eye uses your phone's camera feed and lays a transparent picture that you want to draw over that camera feed. If you look at your phone's screen, you'll be able to see both the picture that you want to draw and the place where you want to draw it at the same time. This lets you easily trace an image onto any surface. To get started, you need to place your phone on top of a tall glass. If your phone doesn't have a case, it might slide around when you touch it. This makes adjusting settings while you're drawing very difficult. To fix this, cut a long piece of tape and fold it into a loop. Place the tape loop on top of your glass, and this will stop the phone from moving around. You can also place a tape loop on the bottom of your glass to stop the glass from moving around. If you're a lefty or a righty, it doesn't matter. You can position the phone any way that is easiest for you to draw. The higher that your phone is positioned, the more of the canvas you'll be able to see and the larger the picture you will be able to draw. Tall aerosol spray cans work great, or you can use one of our Vinci Eye phone stands, which lets you easily adjust the height and position of your phone. Links to these stands can be found in the app. Now it's time to position the image on your paper. Press the move button, and using one finger you can pan the image. Using 2 fingers, you can zoom, shrink, and rotate the image. When the move button is unpressed, the camera will be locked together with the reference image. This lets you zoom out to see your drawing as a whole, or zoom in so you can draw fine details. To make your image more or less transparent, you can use the opacity slider. Move the slider to the left to make your picture more transparent, and to the right to make it less transparent. If you find that your pencil or paper is blurry as you're drawing, you can adjust the focus of your camera by pressing Tools, then Camera, and then Fix Focus. To record a time lapse, like this one while you draw, press Tools, then scroll all the way to the right, press the Record option, and then press the Record On switch. One of the most powerful tools in the app is the strobe feature. This strobes the image on and off, so that you can compare color values and you can see places where you still need to draw. In addition to the multiple filters in the Filters tab, there is also the Breakdown feature in the Breakdown tab. This breaks down your image into layers by color value. For beginners, it turns your photos into a draw by numbers project, or for advanced artists, it can help you analyze the structure and composition of what you are about to draw or paint. If you need help with anything, you can always press the help question mark in the top right-hand corner of the screen. From there, you can watch instructional videos, check out our frequently asked questions, and even email us. We usually respond to emails extremely fast, and we love to hear from artists and aspiring artists using our app. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest to see instructional videos and demos of how to use all of the amazing features that are in Vinci Eye. get started with AR mode, you will need to create an anchor. An anchor locks your reference image in place, so you can move your phone or your canvas. And as long as the anchor is in the camera's view, your reference image will align itself back perfectly with what you were drawing. To get started, take a business card-sized piece of paper or larger. Then take a black marker and do your best Jackson Pollock impression. Make a lot of squiggles with many intersecting points and different shapes. The more tiny little details, the better. The larger you make your anchor, the further away from your canvas you can have the phone and still have accurate placement. It's a good idea to tape your anchor in place on your paper before you draw. This ensures that your reference image will always be in the right place. You should be prompted to make an anchor right away. However, if you want to make a new anchor, press Tools, then AR, then Anchors. To upload your anchor, press Add Anchor in the top right corner of the screen. Press the purple button at the bottom of the screen to bring up the camera. Make sure your camera is perfectly level with the anchor. You don't want to have it tilted like this or like this, or else it could distort your overlay image when it is projected onto your paper. When you're finished taking a picture, press the OK button at the bottom right corner of the screen. Next, you need to crop your anchor. Drag the corners of the cropping frame to the edges of your anchor. Make sure there is no background visible. Then, press Crop at the top right corner of the screen. The last step is to measure your anchor. Make sure that it is at least 3.5 inches or 8 centimeters wide. Now press Done. Now press Use Anchor. Your image should now appear on top of the anchor whenever the anchor is in view. Do not hold the phone in your hand and try to draw. You can easily make a stand out of objects found around your house, like with tape and a tall glass, tape and a tall spray can. You can also purchase an inexpensive stand like this one. A link to stands that we recommend can be found in the app. If your camera is not in focus, press Tools, then Camera, and then Fix Focus. This will refocus the camera to your paper. Your image will appear in the center of your anchor. To position your image on your paper, use 2 fingers to zoom out so you can see your paper as a whole. Then press the Move button, and using 1 finger, you can pan your image. Using 2 fingers, you can enlarge, shrink, and rotate your image. When you're done, make sure to press the Move button again to lock the image in proportion so you can zoom in to draw fine details, or you can zoom out to see your drawing as a whole. Now you can adjust the opacity. Press the opacity button in the bottom right corner of the screen to make the image more or less transparent. To apply image filters, go to Tools, then Filters, and then press the Filters button. Filters can make your image easier to draw by helping you see different elements more clearly. You can also use the Breakdown tool by going to Tools, then Breakdown, and then Setup. This lets you break down your image into layers by color value. This is great for turning any image into a paint by numbers tutorial, or if you're an advanced artist, it can help you analyze the no-tan or structure and composition of your artwork. To use the strobe feature, go to Tools, then Strobe. This tool slowly flashes the overlay image on and off, allowing you to easily compare color values of your reference image to your drawing. This is one of the most powerful tools in the entire app. To get to the last absolutely need to know feature, press Tools, then slide all the way to the right and press Record. Then turn the record switch on. This lets you record awesome time lapses of your artwork without the overlay, just like this one. Make sure if you post your time-lapse videos on social media to tag us at DaVinciEye for a repost. If you need help with anything, you can always press the help question mark in the top right corner of the screen. From there, you can check out our frequently asked questions, watch instructional videos, and even email us. We usually respond extremely fast emails and love to hear from artists and aspiring artists using the app. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest to see instructional videos and demos how to use all the awesome features DaVinci Eye has built in.
I always forget to put on the mic. I am sorry. Welcome back. I am glad that video didn't glitch as far as I'm aware of. If it did, please let me know in the comments. So now is a really good time to ask me questions. You're more than welcome to ask questions throughout the video too, because I can see the comments as they come in, and it's totally fine. Don't worry about interrupting me or anything. I'm here for you, okay? I'm here for you. There was a comment earlier saying that they wish that the app would film the full-length video, not just a time-lapse video. I've talked to the app developer about this, and he said it's not on yet, so maybe that means it's going to happen sometime. I don't know when or if he's working on it right now, but it is you are capable of doing that on Android. And because how they have everything set up now, you do not need to buy the app again, like another sub, if you switch over to a different device. As long as you can sign into your account, it's just automatically, it's interchangeable between devices. So you don't have to worry about that. I'm sorry. I am so sorry that it's not on iOS. I'm sorry. It's not on iOS. Yeah, but, yeah, I did talk about it with, the app developer, and it sounds like he might be working on that, but, yeah, I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't. And I am not the person behind the app. I'm not the brains behind the app. That is Sam, the app developer, who's behind it all. I am just an artist that did commissions for years and came across the app and absolutely loved the app and asked for a job. So here I am. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying my best to make sure everybody's heard. Yeah. So let's continue drawing, but you're free to talk to me throughout the video, and I'm more than happy to do that because I feel like I'm just repeating myself over and over again, and it would just be more interesting if you interact with me. So, yeah. Okay, we are going to continue. We are going to add the detail, but we're going to do it lightly and then get darker as we need to. We still have it on strobe. Light pressure, we're just putting placements down and doing the lighter colored wrinkles and dots, lines and wrinkles and dots, pores. Smiley face. I'll smiley face you in real life. So just light pressure. Just building up texture, and we're also building up shadows too in the same time. Exactly the same time. Oh, there's something that you guys do not know because you can't see it on camera. The reason why I'm looking up instead of like at my phone is because I am streaming it to a smart TV that's above my head. And one of the reasons why I stream it to a TV is so that I can get larger pieces done a lot easier than if I were to have it up too high. So I can do an 18 by 24 inch drawing easily doing it that way. Anything bigger than that, I recommend the Mural Maker. There might be some videos. I don't know if I'm going to do live videos. I don't think I can do a live video for this, but at least a video of me doing a mural or two here in the near future. Maybe one this year and then another one next year. We shall see. It'll be kind of fun to do something different instead of just using the Vinci Eye app. So many little details. And again, when you get to this point where you're really zoomed in, it's really just abstract. As long as you understand the different textures on the face and where it goes, you could just do your own thing. So I want to know, where are you guys from? Where are you watching from? I am a Albertan in Canada. The developers are from New York. I got the pleasure to meet the developer and his wife last year in April, going to NAMPTA, and it was quite fun. It was kind of interesting to actually meet them in person for the first time last year. I've been working with them for a while though. So just light pressure. We are using the tip of the pencil because it's more detailed. We're just trying to get the placements and the texture, mimic the texture. I bet you by the time I'm finished drawing the face, I am going to be so impatient that I'll rush through the rest of it. Because that's usually what happens is when I'm doing photorealistic stuff, I only get the face done really good, and then I just go off and do my own thing and rush it. I'm going to try my best to slow down so I can get better details though. Just a long, long process. I need music for when I'm quiet. Just starting to zone out. I'm just starting to just get absorbed. Light pressure, sketchy, you can do sketchy lines because that just helps with the creating of the texture, just adding interesting texture by doing small strokes. Another thing about hyperrealistic art is that it is a lot easier but takes a lot of time to do it in a large form, really big form. When you're trying to do hyperrealistic artwork on a smaller piece, it's just really, really difficult. You need a hairline, it being as thin as a piece of hair to get the really detailed stuff. So yeah, I'm doing my best with the size that I chose. This is 11 by 14 inch, by the way, on Bristol board. We're almost done with the first layer of texture. We're getting there. If you ever need a one-on-one call to get set up and stuff, depending on what it is, if it's like technical stuff, then like contact Sam through info@vinciapp.com. Or if you want some more like one-on-one lessons, I am more than happy to do one-on-one lessons with you for free at the point, because I don't have any like large amount of people who are asking for it right now, but I am more than happy to do that for you if you need that little extra help. I want to try to do the one-on-one video calls. I want to try to keep them free forever if possible, but it all depends. So close. We're getting there. I'm so excited. I am so excited to be getting to the point where we're almost done the nose. I've been doing pretty much, well, a little less than one facial feature a day. So this is definitely taking its time. So this is episode 4 or part 4, right? And I do about 2.5 hours, less than 2.5 hours. So if we just call it 2 hours, that would be 8 hours so far. Almost like halfway through my regular amount of time. Usually takes me about 10 hours to do a black and white graphite drawing that's an 11 by 14 inch and about 20 hours for a colored one. So we're kind of behind on the 20-hour mark. So it's going to take me more than 20 hours. I know for sure. There's a lot of dots, a lot of more dots than fine lines or wrinkles on the nose. It's like the texture of like an orange. Not all of the face will have like the texture of like an orange, but the nose definitely does. Okay, now that we got the base down, I'm gonna go into the next darkest color. It's kind of even on light red here. I'm gonna look more on the reference that's printed off rather than the app. I'm just doing sketchy marks so that it's not completely perfectly a perfect line. There's no perfect lines. They're a little crooked. There's some spots that are a little bit thicker than others. We want to be aware of where the shadow is going, because there's going to be a sharp line on one side of the wrinkle and a faded shadow on the other side. And then going into the next color that's just slowly getting darker and darker. This is a very dark red. So in this wrinkle right here, I'm only doing like the center part of it. I'm leaving the ends that lighter red. I'm doing that because it's deeper in the center. So, and then it kind of just fades in to the skin. I think I need to bring in quite a bit more color now, but it's still the lighter colors. It's just not quite dark enough. So we can add another layer of the other colors. Over top of those details, we can add more colors to it. And we're doing light pressure and circular motions. The circular motions helps with like a blended technique because you can't really blend pencils. You have to fake it. You have to be able to fake the blended look. Light pressure and circular motions. And I'm just working from the lightest colors to the darkest colors, and I'm still going to be doing that a lot. Just light colors to dark colors, repeat, details, base. The base is like the structure, the general structure. Just keep on repeating until it's just right. Can you hear the birds outside? Then the next shade. Light pressure and circular motions. Is the nose starting to look like it's part of the face? It's not something different. Are we done yet? I'm sorry, I'm boring all of a sudden. There's not much for me to talk about. There is a, what is it called? Let me just think. Let me just pull it up. If you go to the Da Vinci Eye App Da Vinci Eye App's group on Facebook, you can download a tester of the new version of the Da Vinci Eye App. So Da Vinci Eye App's group, scroll down, and you should be able to, like, you'll find this post, and then you can download the tester for that. Let me see. On the iOS version app. This will be updated for Android too, is what I was told. But yeah, you can download the tester. It's still a work in progress, but the reason why we test things is so that we can make sure we make the changes to make them work better. But yeah. I have a song stuck in my head right now. Almost there. I'm almost there. People be coming round from everywhere, and I'm almost there. I don't know. I don't know why that song stuck in my head. Somebody tell me why. Okay, we're still just slowly adding up layers, slowly getting them darker and darker, changing the color as we need to while we're doing that. I'm looking at the nose as a whole while I'm doing this, while looking at the printed copy. Sorry, I'm just checking something. Oh, did I not update the profile picture? Because this is part 4, not part 3. The thumbnail is not the right picture. I apologize. Okay, so I got distracted. So light pressure and circular motions, we're slowly building it up. It's just... We can always add more, but we cannot add less. We cannot take away much. Depending on the pencils, you can do a little bit, but not a whole bunch. Okay, I'm going to pull this up on my my tablet, so we can see more details. So we're looking at the wrinkles. This is the bridge of the nose, the right of the face, the left of the face, and then you see that for most of them, the shadow blends towards the right, and then there's like a sharp line where the highlights are for most of them. Some of them are the other way around. No, it looks like, no, it looks like they all, no. Yeah, it's the other way around. So one goes this way, and this one right here goes that way. So I'm just over analyzing this, but that does make a huge difference. It helps make the lines look like they're actually in the face instead of just overlapping the face. So I'm doing a very light line on the right side of most of these wrinkles. Just a very light transition to create a shadow. And then it switches to the other side here soon. Not this one. This one's still on this side. And then we're going to the other side for this one right here. There's a shadow on the opposite side. And now here's something cool that most pencils won't allow you to do. And only really takes off the first, like the last layers, the top layers. It doesn't do like the first layers that you put down unless if that's the last thing you've done. I don't know how to explain it. I love the mechanical pencil because mechanical eraser, because it just really pulls off a lot in a short period of time. So I'm just going to dab right where I see those highlights because I want to have like a textured effect. There's a little highlight here. And then right up here. And I'm doing a few white dots on the nose just past the highlight for a little extra texture. Horsehair brush time. Erasers leave little bits, so I got my horsehair brush. It's not a brush for horses, it's a brush made out of horsehair. This helps reduce any smudging. Great for graphites too. I still feel like it needs to be darker still in some areas. So let's do that. We can start adding some browns. I think that will help. Light pressure and circular motions. Need to add some more shadows. It's not dark enough in some areas. That's why we do little bits of layers at a time, so we have some space to add more. Change colors, change positions, placements. So if I'm doing a bigger area, I'm using the side of the pencil. If I'm doing a smaller area, I'm using the tip of the pencil. All light pressure so I can make some adjustments if needed. Some of these wrinkles need a few other, just need to be slightly darker in some areas, not all of it. And then let's add some darker dots on the nose. Just a few. I'm gonna draw some pores. I'm gonna sneeze. I just don't know when exactly. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. How's it looking from your point of view? I want to know what you guys think. Just slowly, slowly, slowly. Okay, do I still need to add color? Do I need to add more details? Light pressure and circular motions if you're working on a large area. Use the side of the pencil. If you're doing small details, use the tip of the pencil. But you still want to do light pressure all the way through. It's a lot of details. Just a ton. A lot of layers. I'm almost there. I'm almost done with this. Done with the nose. I'm almost ready to use the blending pencil to help just finish it off a bit, making it look more like a painting than a drawing. Because that's one of my favorite things to do, is trying to make it look more like a painting. Okay. I'm just cycling through all of the colors that I've put aside for this portrait. I keep all my pencils in a box beside me, so I kind of have an idea on what colors I should be using in the sections, because all the colors seem to be, for the most part, the same all the way through. The lighting does change the color a bit, so it's the only thing. Okay, let's take a look at the reference compared to the drawing. See what else we need to add. I think we need to add a gray. I try to avoid grays as much as possible, but I do think it's appropriate for this. Light pressure and circular motions. Okay, now we're going to use the secret tool. It is a colorless pencil. Now there's more than one way to finish off a piece with the blending, with a blending technique. I like to use a colorless pencil personally because it's, I feel like I have a little bit more control over how I use it and how it's going to look at the end. And then it also keeps the vibrancy. But you can use a blending marker that's designed for pencils. You can use hand sanitizer and a Q-tip, or do some research on the type of pencil you have, because like there's wax-based and oil-based pencils out there. They have their own method of tracing, or not tracing, blending. So you can get solutions and a little tiny paintbrush, and then use that. I am trying to blend in circles for the pores. It kind of looks like the pores are actually in the skin, not just floating over top of it. And then for the lines, I'm actually kind of blending it on the side where the shadow is a little bit more, and keeping that straight edge where the light hits. But for the smaller creases, we can just go right over top of them. You don't have to kind of do it on the side of it. You want to be certain that you're ready, like it's done, before you start blending it in, because this is the part where you can't put any more on top of it. You might be able to remove some of it depending on the pencil and the materials you have, the tools. But yeah. So this just really pushes in the pigments into those tiny little bumps in the paper. We want to try to remove the texture of the paper while keeping the texture of the skin, the drawing. And while you're trying to remove the texture of the paper, you're also removing the pencil strokes, the individual pencil strokes. Some pencil strokes are okay because you got lots of fine wrinkles, like fine lines and wrinkles. But for the majority of it, you want it nice and smooth. And some of that color is just getting more vivid, just a little bit more. I'm getting a lot of pencil dust from this colorless pencil. Might be too orange. We'll see if we can fix that once we get this all blended in. Yeah, it looks like it might be too orange. So to change that and not make it so orange, there's a couple of ways we can do that. First, I kind of want to try to erase a lot of that. Let's see if I can erase some of that. I'm getting to the point where I can't really make that many changes on it, so I got to be very careful. I need new erasers. Where are my erasers? Is this? Let me see. Can I pull this one out? There we go. Is it in here? Yes. They're in here. Looks like the right one. Slide that in, and we're good to go. I'm just being hectic with this just because I want to create more texture. Lots and lots of texture. I don't know. So to tone down orange, use the opposite color. So that would be blue or, well, it's kind of like a yellow orange. You can use a blue or a purple for this. So let's take a look. I might need to add a new color to make sure I get this right. So let me see. I think we can use this purple because it's on the pink side. I'm getting to the point where I can't play around with this much longer. I'm going to have to live with my decisions. And go in with the pink too. Okay, I don't know. How's it looking? What do you guys think? I want to see it from your guys' point of view. think I'm just being a nitpicky because it looks pretty good on screen. I just don't like it for some reason on in person. I just don't. It might be just because I'm too close to it, if that makes any sense. Oh, let's add some more darker spots. Let's add a few more darker pores. And then we're going to take that colorless pencil again, and we're going to go around in circles to soften those up so they don't look like they're just on the skin. We want them to look like that they're in the skin, that they are the skin, not on the skin. Okay, now it's time for the mouth. Let's turn off the strobe for now, and we can turn down the opacity enough to where we see the tip of the pencil. Here we go. I am going to start off with a brown to lightly trace the shape of the mouth and the main folds here. I think I want to just do the really dark sections for tracing with this brown. She almost looks unimpressed. She's like, why are you taking a picture of me? I'm tracing where it's fairly solid, a very solid color. I'm not tracing those little wrinkles that are just as dark. Just the, here we go. It's kind of a weird looking mouth right now, but just trust the process. I promise you'll be fine. Everything is fine. Okay, now I'm gonna do the outer lip line here. using the skin tone. I just want a base for placement at this point. I'm using the skin tone because that's pretty much what the lightest color is in this section. She's got purple bluey lips. Well, mostly purple. There we go. Darn it. I dropped my pencil. Try your best not to drop your pencils because it breaks the lead on the inside. Let's zoom out. There is a lot going on. Okay. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Okay. So we're going to do the lightest colors and then we're going to do the details with the darker colors. Where's the button? There it is. Turn up the strobe, turn the opacity to its fullest. And there isn't like, there's one little small section on the lip that's kind of like a light cream colored. It's kind of like a cream colored. So doing circular motions and light pressure for just that section. We also want to kind of fade it into the other piece, like other parts of the face by doing like a even lighter pressure around that because we don't want to have like a very sharp, blocky look. You want it to be nice and blended. Oh, I'm dropping my pencils. Go in with a little bit more yellow, cream colored yellow. Light pressure and circular motions. Trying to use the side of the pencil because this is just the base. Not too worried about details. It's not a really small space. And then let's go in with the light tan, light skin tone. And I think pretty much everywhere has this light skin tone. So we can do light pressure, circular motions, and using the side of the pencil pretty much everywhere. We'll skip the lips for now though. We'll work on the lips later. And we want to skip that highlight that we were just putting down earlier. Just don't, let's leave that alone. You can tell I have family that came home. Okay. So if you do want to go watch this and the other previous videos and work along with me, I highly recommend that for learning purposes. You can find the references in the app itself if you search my profile, Charity Lows Art, or you can find it in the Vinci Eye App's Facebook group in the featured posts, so it'll be pinned to the top. Or you can find it in my personal Facebook page under Charity Lows Art. So yeah, I recommend doing these projects with me so you have a quicker way of learning, because I find that learning and doing, like listening, watching, and doing all at the same time helps with the learning process. Now we're going to do the darker tan. Also, I really would like to add your drawings to my slideshow as long as you're using the Vinci Eye App for these drawings. You can send me them in the email that's in the description, which is like charitylowdve, something or other like that. You just send me as many drawings as you want, just photos, and then your name, and then any links that you would like me to put in the description of the videos that I'm going to be displaying your artwork. Right now, it's just me and one other artist, so it would be nice to have some more variety going on. If you do not have the Vinci Eye App and you would like to try it, I do have a promo code in the description. So you can try it for free for 3 months, and this is for both the Android and the iOS. No favoritism here. And what you do is you download the app, and then there's 2 different ways to get to this, depending on which version you have, if you're using the tester or not, whatever. But when you first open the app, you'll see 3 lines on the top left corner. You click on that, and then at the bottom you'll see redeem code, and then you type in charitylowsart3, no capitals, no spaces, and then you can get the app for free for 3 months. So if you have any technical difficulties or needing help setting up, you can contact the app developer himself through info@davinciieapp.com. He's also in the Facebook group, so you just tag Sam to the post that you send or whatever. You can find him there too, and I'm there as well, so it's all good. I highly recommend joining the Facebook group. There you can have an actual you can have a more personal kind of level of communication and interacting with each other's art and asking questions and stuff like that. And then I also on there do competitions and challenges on a yearly basis with cash prizes. So that's also a good place to go for that kind of fun activities. As long as you have PayPal, you should be fine to get the cash prizes. I find that's the only way that I'm able to send money is through PayPal. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. So there we go. We are done for today. We will continue on next week. I am on every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. And this is only going to last through the summer. As soon as school starts up again, I will be back to Fridays because of the scheduling with family. But eventually, hopefully in the next 3 years, I can do Thursdays continuing, like all the time, because I really like to have my weekends off with my family. But anyways, if you also want me to do certain like different mediums and other crafts and different subjects, or challenge me to do stuff, just let me know and I will do that for a following video. And also, if you want me to draw a family member or pet, just send me it in my email, and I will do a pencil drawing, whether that be black and white or color. I will send you the finished product. Shipping's free and everything, so you don't have to worry about paying me at all for this, as long as I'm able to make a lesson out of it. So, yeah, please, if you want me to do it, just say so. I'm more than happy to do that for you. But thank you so much for all the support. I really do appreciate the comments and the likes and even just the views. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to continue watching these videos and other videos that come up. And yeah, you guys have a wonderful weekend. And hopefully all the weather at wherever you are is good, so you guys can enjoy the beautiful sun. So